Well, hello everyone. Today I wanted to have a little chat. I have felt I don't think I'm alone. Lately I've just kind of felt like I've needed to break some habits that I've had for a very long time. Sorry, I'm playing with the hair clip because I don't know where I am. Also bear with me because I filmed a video earlier today and I didn't change my outfit, but I did change my lip color. New lips, new me. But I really do feel like it's important for any of us to really think about certain habits we have, how they're kind of serving us, or maybe they're doing us a disservice. Maybe they're making our lives or our stress level or whatever worse than they could be if we actually broke even some of these habits. So today I sat down with my coffee and I made a list of 10 different habits that I want to work on breaking. So it kind of reminds me of like New Year's resolutions, but these are ones that if I'm really being honest with myself, I know would make me a better person, a happier person, a healthier person. And I thought you might be interested in hearing mine. I would love to hear what your habits that you'd like to break are. Please feel free to leave those down below so we can all start a conversation. Okay, I gotta put this hair clip down or else I'm just gonna keep playing with it. I typically have coffee to drink while I do these videos. However, I have already drank pretty much all of my coffee. And before you ask, the lip product I'm wearing is one of my favorites, the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade 118 Dancer. So when I was first starting this list, I asked my husband, Tyler, I was like, okay, if you could break any habits, I feel like when you live with someone or you're married to someone or whatever, you start to develop similar habits. I was like, what are some habits we should break? And one of the first ones he came up with was the same first one I came up with, which is checking my phone at night and throughout the night. You know, there have been tons of studies that show that looking at your phone and the light from your phone in the evening is not good for you. It's not good for your brain, your eyes, etc. But it also can not be good for your sleep and your sleeping patterns. And so, you know, for me, I've at least gotten better where I'll look at my phone for a little bit when I first get into bed, and then I'll set my alarm and put it on the charger, and then I'll read at night. So at least that is one habit I feel like I've cultivated, and I end up sleeping better when I'm reading at night. However, I've now developed a new bad habit where if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep, I'll grab my phone and play on it, whether I'm playing a game or I'm checking social media or whatever. And then guess what? I struggle to fall back asleep. And then my brain is racing from all the things I might have seen on social media. And so it's just like, I've developed such a bad habit that either I need to move my phone so it's not even near my bed, like move the charger itself. Actually, that would probably be a good idea. And that'll connect to another habit we're going to talk about in a second. That's just something that's kind of on my mind. And it's obviously on my husband's mind too, that it's such a bad thing. I'm already on my phone plenty throughout the day. I don't need to be on it anymore. It is not serving me any good purposes in the middle of the night. All right, we're switching to water. There's a good habit right there. Okay, number 2 is connected to my phone, and then we're moving away from the phone because I feel like I probably have 10 bad habits just for the phone alone. But I have a really bad habit of bringing my phone with me everywhere. I'll have it next to me when we're eating dinner. I'll have it next to me when I'm eating lunch. I'll have it out in the backyard when I'm out with my daughter playing. And it's not that I'm looking at it the whole time, but the temptation is there. And, you know, if I'm in the backyard playing with my daughter or my dog, or I'm eating dinner with my family, there is no reason to have my phone right there. I can have it back behind me a few feet away where I could still see it if like my mom were to call or something. But again, having it right there is unhealthy. I have this addiction to it. I have got to learn to take a vacation from my phone, okay? Clearly I have an issue, but I don't think I'm alone, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are listening and you're like, yep, me too, me too, me too. I feel like there's a reason the phone and my bad habits with it are on the forefront of my mind, because I think that is the first habit I need to break, is my addiction to my phone. I will say one little tip, and one thing that has helped me recently, I did set up time limits on my phone for certain apps that are like my worst offenders, like Instagram, Facebook not as much, but like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, so that I have a time limit on there. And so once I hit it, my phone will say, okay, your time limit's up. Number 3, I love coffee, okay? I've got to break the habit of drinking coffee into the evening. So I don't do it every single day, but there are some times where it'll be like 5 p.m. and I'm still drinking coffee. And I'm like, you know, again, going back to sleep, that absolutely affects your sleep. I don't need that much caffeine in a day. Like max of 2 cups is more than enough. So really looking at that habit, and if I'm wanting to reach for a cup of coffee, maybe making some decaf tea instead or something like that that's a little bit better for me, that's not going to be dehydrating and that's not going to be adding any more caffeine into my body. That's my own thing. You know, maybe yours is you love soda or diet soda or something with caffeine that you're like, maybe I shouldn't be drinking it all day long and into the evening, you know? So the past week or two, I've tried to replace it with like something else I enjoy, like a LaCroix or something like that, where it's different from just coffee and water, which I'd been drinking all day. But I definitely have that kind of habit of liking to be drinking something all day, as messed up as that sounds. Again, I don't think I'm alone in that. And so, you know, you get tired of water throughout the day. And if I'm not going to drink coffee in the evening, it's nice to have something in my hand that I can drink. Number 4, going to bed too late. I'm talking, I don't want to be in bed past 11 p.m. Now, right now, I know a lot of us are working from home. I already work from home. So we have got to develop a better habit of, you know, if it is 10 p.m. saying, all right, let's wrap up whatever we're doing and let's start getting ready for bed. Because the other reality is there's kind of that wind down period of, for me, I take my makeup off, do some skincare, I brush my teeth, get into pajamas, and kind of like take a minute, maybe drink some tea in bed and read. And so knowing that there's that period of time, if I'm not getting started to go to bed until like 11:15, I'm not really gonna be falling asleep till midnight. So it's no wonder I struggle to get up in the morning, which we'll talk about in a second. So maybe like setting an alarm on my phone for like 9:30, like, hey, it's 9:30, wrap up what you're doing. That way I can be in bed around 10:15, which for me is very feasible. It wouldn't feel too early, but it's definitely not too late. I think just having that alarm in the evening is gonna help a lot. Number 5 would be connected to the last one, and that would be hitting the snooze button for too long. I will snooze for an hour, hour and a half, and my poor husband, my poor doggy who's still trying to sleep. But I did hear a recent tip to count backwards from 5 anytime you're about to wake up. And the second you get to 1, you sit up. It doesn't give your brain time enough to convince you to not wake up and to go back to sleep. Does that make sense? And so I've started doing that. And when I do it the couple of times, it works. And then I can get up and yeah, I'm tired, but guess what? I'm tired an hour later after snoozing for an hour too. And it's not like the sleep that I'm getting between each snooze button, you know, that 10 minutes. It's not like it's good sleep. It's not restful sleep. So I think by doing that, I'll get so much more out of my day. I'll feel better. And then by the time I'm ready to go to bed at the end of the night, I'm really going to be ready to go to bed and hopefully sleep really well too. Number 6, drinking too much alcohol throughout the week. Now, I don't think we're that bad, but especially when quarantine first began where we live, we would drink a glass of wine like every night and we wouldn't really think about it. And then sometimes that one glass of wine would become 2 because we'd refill it a little bit to have with dinner. And you know, that takes its toll on your health over time, and not only your health internally, but also, you know, it's extra calories you're consuming. We've really noticed that bad habit in us, and we've pulled the reins back a lot the past month or two because it's an easy rut to fall into. We love wine, and with wine, I also mean like, you know, seltzers like Trulies and Truly lemonades. I love those. So our mission was we're gonna try to not drink throughout the week at all. It's a very normal way to live, I feel like. And then on the weekends, if we wanna have a glass of wine or two, we don't feel like it's gonna make us feel as crummy. We don't feel like we've been drinking it every single night. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're focusing on. And then that way, if there is a special weeknight where we're like, you know what, we're grilling out and I'd love to have a Truly or he'd love to have a beer, it's not as big of a deal because we haven't been doing it every single night leading up to that. You know what I mean? Number 7, I think this applies to a lot of us. I need to practice getting out of my pajamas every single day. Now, sometimes that might mean getting out of my pajamas and into other comfortable loungewear, but I've realized that even the action of changing out of pajamas, even if it is into other comfy clothes, makes me feel like I've started my day. It kind of goes hand in hand with like making my bed. On days that I actually take the time, which is like 1 minute to make my bed, I feel like I've actually lived my day well, regardless of what I've gotten done that day. And I can't explain it. It must be some kind of mental thing, but I'm telling you it works. I'm in a better mood on the days that I change my clothes and make my bed. We can all easily slip into that habit of not when we're at home a lot more than we used to be maybe, but it really, really is helpful to switch, to change into something else. So figured I'd share that. It's something I'm still working on, but it definitely helps. Kind of on the flip side, number 8, I'm trying to break the habit of feeling guilty for doing nothing. I really struggle, and I've talked about this kind of ad nauseum on my channel, so you may have heard this from me before, but I struggle with just chilling and doing nothing. I always feel like even if I'm watching TV, I need to be doing something else. So whether that's eating a meal while we're watching an episode of something, or whether that's online shopping, which is not necessarily a good thing to be doing, but online shopping while we're watching, like I don't do well just sitting and relaxing. And I'm trying to work on that because it's not healthy to always feel like I need to be productive. It's not healthy to feel like I can't just relax and enjoy the pleasure of doing nothing, of sitting in the backyard with my daughter and playing with her. And so I do think I've gotten a little bit better about that now that I'm cognizant of it, but it's a struggle, and I know I'm not alone. And I know I've gotten a lot of comments from you guys saying that maybe you're from another country and you do feel like it's kind of a very American thing, this culture of never stopping and always doing something, always being productive. And I don't think it's healthy. So that's something I'm working on, and it might be something you might want to work on too. And I do think it's something you almost have to practice if you're like me and you feel like you're not good at that. I think it's something that just takes practice. Number 9, procrastinating. Especially procrastinating on something that doesn't even take that long to get done, but you just don't want to do it. It's an undesirable. For me, it's things like making a doctor's appointment or paying a bill that I need to pay online. They're things that take me literally 5 minutes. And if I just get it done right then and there, or if I get it done, bam, 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 right in a row, first thing in the morning, then I don't have that weighing over me for that day or that week or that month, however long it's been on my to-do list. You know what I mean? So knocking off those quick little undesirable activities early on in your day or in your week or in your month so that they're not hovering. I feel like those little things add up and they can feel like stress. And when you can start to check them off your list early, oh my gosh, it is the best feeling in the world. And I always feel so organized and clear-headed going into the rest of my day or my week. Number 10, being late. We have somehow gained the reputation in both of our families for being late, and I hate that. And I don't feel like I used to be that person, but something about once we got married, we were just, I don't know, we just got in this habit. And now that we have a daughter, it adds that extra layer to making sure we've got everything packed for her if we're going over to a family member's house or whatever. Of course, right now we're not leaving as often, but nonetheless, it's rude. And I know that it's rude to be late. I feel like it tells people that your time is more valuable than their time. And so we really are making it a point to try to plan better. Because for me, the reason we're late is a lack of planning. We didn't plan ahead to say, okay, no, we need to be ready. We need to make sure we're packed up, the car's gassed up, this, that, and the other is already done before this time so that we can leave by then to get there by then. Again, I think it takes practice and time and getting used to your own flow of things, but it's definitely something we are working really hard on right now. So those are them. I'm like sweating. I feel very vulnerable sharing these kinds of things with you guys and the internet and the world, but I feel like these are all pretty darn common bad habits that we all have that might be helpful for you to break some of them. It's not that I'm perfect. I haven't broken any of these habits, but these are ones I'm kind of putting out into the universe in hopes that I can really focus in on working on them. I don't think I'll ever be perfect at any of these, but just trying to be better at any of them is going to be better than I was yesterday. You know what I mean? So I hope this was helpful, educational, inspirational to any of you guys. Maybe it was just enjoyable. I don't know. But as I mentioned earlier, I really would love to hear what are some habits that you feel like you need to break. Throw them in the comments down below. I've been doing a lot of these kind of list type videos. I recently did one of 10 things I no longer buy. I can put up in the eye and down below if you're interested in checking it out. And I also did a beauty specific one, 10 beauty things I no longer buy. I can also link. I'd love for you guys to check those out now if you are interested. And other than that, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our happy little corner of the internet. I do upload 3 videos a week. I do lifestyle, vlogs, cooking, beauty, all kinds of things. And I'd also love to say hey to you on my social media. It is at It's Jessica Braun, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.